Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for being a part of the Spark Yarn Hackathon workshop. Um, I would request Professor Dhaval to open the session for us.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Anamika, madam. Myself, Professor Dhaval Limawat, and behalf of RKU University, I really welcome all of the participants for this RKU Hackathon. We all know that what is this hackathon is for. That is for augmented reality, and I think couple of students have also took a participation in before Spark AR event. So this is the continuation of a same augmented reality events. So I just in the morning I saw that more than 700 students took a participation. So I really appreciate all the students to take a participation, and I wish that student must learn something from this AR events. So I really positive about the same, and I heard that they are also going to distribute the prize for a first, second, and a third rank. So I really wish all the students to make it a competitive, and at the end maybe a swag will be distributed by the things, so you will get also benefit of the same. So Anamika madam, so behalf of RK University, I really thankful for you to organize such kind of events for our students. So I hope the students will enjoy the session, and students will come to know at the end how to create effects and how to upload the effects. Maximum students are coming to me, ma'am, and they are always asking a questions at how to submit the effects. They are knowing how to create it, but they are not able to know how to upload it. So maybe this answer will be there in particular this workshop.
Certainly, sir. Thank you
Okay.
very much, sir. And as sir has mentioned, the in last 2 years we have all witnessed technology growing leaps and bounds. And what was working like 2 years ago is past now. Now we are moving ahead. We are new career avenues are opening, and augmented reality is one such avenue which has opened up its gate for so many professions. And that's where we look forward to your learning, primarily your learning. Yes, the incentive behind this learning is there, as sir mentioned. There are cash rewards for the top 3 participants, but every student who submits their AR effect will get their goodie bag and a say certificate from Facebook, which is in a manner an acknowledgement that you have been a part of the Facebook initiative. I think you all understand the importance of such initiatives and such benefits that you are getting. So we look forward to your participation today, not only in terms of being present in this section, but we also look forward to your participation in submitting your effects. So every student who submits their effect would get this Facebook certificate and a goodie bag, and that's what I think we all should aim at, right? And in case there is any challenge at any point in time, sir is there, I am there, and we would certainly forward to your effects and helping out in terms of submissions also. For today's session, we have Vidhi with us. uh, Hi, Vidhi.
Hi, Anamika. Hi, Dhaval.
Vidhi is your mentor for today, right? And now sir and I am going to leave the stage for Vidhi to take forward, and we want you to make the most of it, right? Thank you.
Okay, before you start a session with the ma'am, I really instruct and request my all the students to pay attention and go through very sincerely, because most of the questions are related to about creating effect and submitting the effect. So maybe in this session they will get their answer as well.
Absolutely. You will
Yeah,
not only get answers, I would be present throughout. Whenever you have a question, please keep posting in the chat. We would be addressing every single question.
sure. And even I want to let my students to know about that. Okay, even after completing this workshop, if you face any technical difficulties, you can approach us anytime. I will be
Yes,
there at any time. So don't worry.
and I will be there too.
Yes, yes, definitely. So over to you,
Yes,
Vidhi ma'am. You may start. Thank you.
thank you, thank you.
So, hi everyone. Good morning, one and all. I am Vidhi Shrivastava. I will be a coach for you for today. So, we'll be learning how to create awesome effects, and it could be more interesting to you as soon as you start exploring the Spark AR. So, before start, let me share my screen. Just a minute. Yes. So, let's begin. Cool. So, before starting, let us discuss first what is AR. So, AR is augmented reality, which helps people to superimpose the digital content over a real world environment. That is quite a bookish language. So, if I explain you all in a very like simple language, so it is something where we are adding into our own environment or into our own place where we are actually sitting right now. If I want to add some digital stuffs, that could be a snowfall, that could be a rainfall, that could be some 3D objects, that could include some date or time, some 2D text, or it could be anything that maybe like a world AR effect, so you yourself are not a part of it, but you could see that your surrounding is a part of that. So it could be like we are mixing the actual environment with the digital environment. So, for example, you guys would have played Pokemon Go, of course, and then you would have used Snapchat as well as Instagram filters. Maybe there could be some bunny ears, or that could be some. Like if you open the mouth, some stuffs are coming out, or that could be like you are playing games. So Squid Game fans, you would have played so many augmented reality filters that were a quite high on Insta as well as Facebook. So you guys would have got an idea that what is actually augmented reality and how it is, how the filters are made, and how we are actually using it once the Facebook changed its name to Meta. Now, since it is a very booming technology, so people are nowadays more aware that let's go for the new stuffs and let us see that explore what is augmented reality. So it is basically a combination of a real stuff, real scene viewed by the use of maybe we are having a user as well as the virtual scene. So this could be like we are a little bit of including some of the assets. It could be like 2D objects, it could be 3D objects, it could be text, it could be like you are simply sitting, and if you have some facial expressions, it could the filter would start. It could be a target tracker. So for example, I'm making a filter for a lace company, so it could be red lace. Now what if I target a 2D image with that? So it could be like if I'm taking my phone or tab and scanning the image of red lace, and one game start. For example, the more you eat the chips, the more you'll get the points. So this could be something where we are not actually into fully a virtual world, but we are sitting in our own environment, and we are actually looking to those stuffs with our own devices. So this could be one thing. So there are different trackers that we'll be learning, so as of now you don't have to be worried. And the best part is, if you are a non CS background people, so you don't have to mug up into coding, or it could be like you have to involve in so many stuffs. You just have to be like creative here, and the more you are going to explore the Spark AI hub, the more you will be getting the knowledge about it. So let's see the tools of AR that we are going to look around. So if we are making filters for Insta, Facebook or Messenger, then we'll be dealing it with Spark AR Studio. So Spark AR Studio is one of the best software that is being developed, and it has so many capabilities that include hand tracking, body tracking. It could be your face tracker or world tracker. So if we are talking about only Snapchat, then we'll be using the Lens Studio. So it is particularly a software. that will be completely different from these two. So I have seen people merging ke, like if you are making Insta filters, can you upload the same filter through the same software into the Lens Studio? So no, it's not like that. You have to create a complete new project in Lens Studio if you're working on with the Snapchat. And as different software has different environment, different like UI, so it could be like somewhat different. Every software has its own unique things that could be that makes itself a best software. So if we talk about only TikTok, so TikTok uses TikTok Effect Studio. Unfortunately, TikTok is banned in India, so we won't be looking into last two, but we'll be working on purely Spark AR Studio. So let's go back and see how we will be starting it. So before starting, I would like to recommend you all, and I hope you guys would have downloaded the Spark AR Studio. If not, then for 5-10 minutes, I'll be giving a little intro. So till then, you guys can download it from the official website of Spark. Yeah, just click on Get Started, and your software will get downloaded. Once you install it, you just have to keep it until I start the session. So let's learn what is Spark AR Studio and how it was actually, how it came, and what would be the features and capabilities that have been there. So Spark AR Studio is a software, as I said, which is used to make augmented reality filters only for Insta, Facebook, and Messenger. So once you open the software, you would see a screen, a typical screen like this, which would be having some templates, inbuilt templates, so that you can just customize it by yourself. There could be something like if you are starting from a blank project, that could be starting from scratch. So it would also be here. So we will be seeing some of the features that have been there in the Spark. So there are quite many features that have been evolving in Spark. So there are already pre-assets and objects, so you don't have to for all the filters, you don't have to create logic by yourself. And there are some of the prepared assets patches that you just have to download it, and you just have to drag and drop, connect little bit patches, and your work would be done. So there are different trackers. As I said, there could be a face tracker, that would be a world AR effect, that could be hand tracker. So if I'm showing my hand in front of camera and it is detected, so there could be some effect that is being started. For say for example, if I have created some lightning effect, so if I show it towards the camera, some lightning, say thunder and rain would start. So all those stuffs will be included. Then we have body tracking. So these two features came back from version 126. So it was really impressive, as creators were literally wishing ki when the hand tracker and the body tracking will start for Insta. Now there are 2D effects, of course. So you can include the particle system or emitter system. So if you want to create some effect like a solar system, so stars, suns, moon, etc., so all those things you can add it as a 2D object or as a 3D objects. Now you can include the text. So you would have seen date and time effects, or just time effects, Polaroid date effects. So all these effects are that include the text as well as a 2D images. So workflow. So the very basic thing that we are going to learn will be the workflow, how we are actually going into the software, and what would be the first thing that you are going to see on the screen, and how you are going to explore it. So just wait for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be going to the Spark here. So there you could create, as I said, there you could create world AR objects that could be anything related to 2D or 3D. Then there could be some lightning effect. So there are different lights that are available in the Spark. So you could include some lightning, quite lighting effects, that makes your effects more brighten, and it could be like an extraordinary filter. So you could have used the audio also. So Spark currently supports M4A, not MP3 and or MP4 audio files with 41,000 hertz, and the sound type should be mono. So these three things you should take care. So as a beginner, you can just download the assets from the assets library. The assets library are the best thing that you could see in the Spark, because that is actually where you could find all the ready-made stuffs, that we could say in a simple language, like a shop. You just go and explore it and download it, whatever stuffs you want. So there would be particle system, as I already discussed. And let's see now. Just a minute. I'm sorry. So now what we'll be So now let's discuss about the documentation. That is the best part that we'll be looking of. So this is like if you go to the Spark AI Studio Learn and get started. So you would go and see this like this website, that is the Spark AI documentation, where there are inbuilt projects that they have included. As a beginner, you could go to tutorials and you will find that there are different tutorials by which you could learn. For example, if I want to learn about the 2D objects or 3D objects, so I'll go to here and see how it is done. So if you download the example project, so there would be two files that will be included in your project. One would be the finished project and the second one would be the unfinished project. So as a beginner, if you are starting from scratch, I will recommend you that work on the finished project, so that you will get an idea how it is working. But if you have a little bit of knowledge, then you can start from unfinished project and go step by step how the things are going here. So if you go to article sections, there you will see there are different number of articles that is being included. So for example, I want to navigate the interface, so I will see how it is being there with there are different position, scale and rotation. So all these things will be seeing in the Spark, so you don't have to be panic about it. So the one more thing is there, that the Spark has announced the Spark AI curriculum. So now, as you would have seen, that Python certification exam is there, or it could be Microsoft's some of the certification exams. So similarly, Spark AI too have announced the certification for the creators, so that you can have a bandage over it, and you it would be like a like how you get the stars for your knowledge, so that that will just enhance your knowledge, as well as it will create future opportunities for you all. Now, as I said, that new capabilities that have been evolving since the version 126, that was 2D body tracking and the hand tracking that you will be seeing it. So as of now, I think I have explained you all some just a basic how what all things we are going to see. So before going off, let's go and see how Spark AI works. So I would request you all guys to make the effect parallel with me, or because I know you guys would be also too lazy to watch again the stream and start from scratch. So if you start, then you could publish your filter, and once you publish your filter, then you could have an idea that how it is actually working, and then you could work for the hackathon too. So once you open the project file of Spark AI Studio, you would see something like this, that would have on the left sides, like downside of the Spark AI Studio. This is the version of Spark AI. Then there are different things like create new effect that could that have some blank projects, sharing experience, and video calling experiences. So what are these things? So a blank project would be something where you are going to explore a project from scratch. So there would be nothing inside your project, just one ambient light and one environmental light, as well as a camera. Now, what is sharing experience? So you are the one who are going to add a sharing experience on your filter. That is something like your filter would be used in Reel, or it could be used in Story for Insta, as well as for Facebook. Now, for the video calling experiences, currently it's available for Insta as well as Messenger. So it is in a beta version right now, but the full version would be released soon. So if you want to learn, then you could see here, once you click on the learn, you would see different face assets here. You can download the assets that have been there, or you could start from scratch by your own. Even there are like 20 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hour tutorials that you will find it, and you could just go and learn about the effects. And you could even like if you are a beginner, then you could go with the beginner tutorials. If you are having a little bit of knowledge and quite like you are familiar with Spark, you could go with the intermediate or advanced level. It all depends on you. Now, if you have made the effects, you could see your recent projects over here. So all the projects would be seen here. Then if you want to open the existing project, you will click on open, and you would find your Spark AI projects. And once you find it, you can just open it over here. So before that, let's begin with the blank project. So we'll be learning how the environment looks in a Spark AI blank project. So waiting for the projects to get open. But before that, let me tell you all that how you can navigate through the this documentation. So for example, if you want to work, you are working on some audio patch, so you want to have an overview what is it and how it is being actually used in Spark. Yeah, so you will just click on audio patch. So see, there are different like boxes that could be like a description for you all, so you could just see, like as a beginner it could be like a messed up or something, like you are preparing for exams. So no need to get worried of, because you will just get used to it, because as a like as a good like a one person who have lots of knowledge is the one who explore the things. So similarly, you just have to go and keep on exploring things over here. You can join the Spargia community, and that would be like if you have any doubts, or they will be ready to help for you all. So I'm waiting for a blank project to get open. I don't know why it is taking too much time. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and explore more about the documentation. So there are different scripting also. So if you are working on like TypeScript or JavaScript, then you could see how the filters have been made through the like coding and all. So this is one thing. Then I said that you can add the 2D objects here. So there are different things, like we'll be seeing what is canvas, what is rectangle, and all these things in our project itself. And here, let me wait for one or more minute. Okay, it got open. Cool. So once you open your Spark AI Studio, you would see something like this. So this is an untitled project that the title would be given by you itself. So let me open it once again, and this is something like I have selected tip of the day. So daily one tip I'm getting from Spark, so that will enhance of course your knowledge itself. So I'll be closing it as of now. So this is the interface, this is a GUI that you are going to see once you open the software, and it is really very user friendly, to be honest. And you don't have to be worried about all these things what are going to happen. It's not at all complex. Even a 7th or 8th class student can easily understand it. So you guys are college students, you don't have to be worried. So on the left side, this is a scene panel that you are going to see. So in the scene panel, whatever objects that we are going to add, object is nothing but it could be like if I'm making a filter for face tracker or for plane tracker or for target tracker or for hand tracking. So these are some of the scene understanding. Then there are 3D objects that could be a plane null object, 3D object, or face mesh, or there could be including some of the lights, that ambient light, directional light. By default, ambient and directional lights are already present. And there could be a speaker as well as particle system. The speaker is something where we are going to add inside a effect if you want to add some audio file. So don't worry, we will be dealing with all the things. Now the first thing that you are going to see here that have acquired the majority of your screen is the viewport. So what would be the viewport? The viewport is something where you will see how your effects are working here. So on the left side, as you could see that there is a device. So this device could be your mobile, your tab, or anything that you have been having, and it could be of iOS or Android, depends on you. Then there is a camera. So a camera would be like just the way it's in a mobile or in your tab or in your devices. So this device will always contain a camera, so that's how you could just have it. And then there is a focal distance. So focal distance is a rectangle here that you are able to see here. So this is something like whatever stuffs we are adding here, that you could see in this camera, that is user share. So whatever I will be adding here, the effect would be seen in my camera. So this is something like an emulator. So if you are adding or deleting something, you would see how it is affecting in your camera. So this is something how in your device it would your effect will look. So if you want to see in your device, you just have to click on device. So once your Spark AR and your Facebook account is being connected, so you could add here the experiences. Now, as I said, I was talking about the experience in the start. So what would be this experiences? Like if you want to create effect for purely for Insta or maybe for Facebook, or if you want to create the effect for both Facebook as well as for Insta. So how you will be adding? You will click on add experience in the in the sharing experience. You will insert, and then you would see that Instagram, Facebook, and camera and existing media would appear. So as of now, let's make for both Insta and Facebook, and once you are done, click on done. So if you want to test any of your filter, what we'll be doing is you just have to send it to any of these like experience way, whatever you want. And if you say for example you don't want to again and again send all the filters, so what you will be doing is you'll take your device, you will connect it with your laptop, and then you will see and get one app that would be a get Spark app player. So there in your device itself you could just explore it, and you don't have to again and again send the devices. So that could be an easy way if you find it, else you could just send it by yourself. Now on the assets, now what would be these assets? These assets would be something like whatever 2D images or 3D files, or it could be like fonts that you are downloading and you are adding into your projects. So it would be, it have two options: either you can import from your computer, or you could go with your assets library. Now one of the best thing that I was talking about was this assets library, AR library. So this is a library like a shop that is near to your home, or a mall. Okay, so what is there in this assets library? You could find a number of things that have been here. It could be 3D objects, it could be sound, it could be patches, textures, blocks, scripts, or color alerts. So whatever I want, according to your or wish, you could just go and download the texture or blocks. Like block would be something that is a inbuilt effect that is being added. So you just have to add a block in your project, and you could just customize it. So for example, I use the distortion block. So it has like there are different things. If I click over here, you would see that you could scale the eye for both z axis, or it could be xy axis. Then nose, you could just enlarge it or you could make it small. It could be your forehead, you can change the shape of your face, like it could be square, triangle, drop, stretch, squish. So it all depends on you. So this is a blog that is being made by Spark. You just have to download it, you have to make the changes, and your effect would be ready. So this is the blocks made the creators like work a half done way. So if you are making some makeup effects, so you could just download this patch, customize it according to your need, and then you can add your different objects or things, whatever you want to add. So similarly, there are different patches. Now what is this patch asset? This patch asset is something like a logic that you create for your effect. So it could be, just a minute.
Vidhi, if you're saying something, then you're on mute.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Cool. So this is the user share. So what we'll be doing is you can just set it according to your iOS or Android, or even if you are setting it normally, so it won't affect your like experience. So this is something like you could select iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, or it could be iPhone X, iPhone SE. So all these things you could select, or it could be your Android devices, and even you can resize your window according to your wish. So this would be something like you are not precisely for any of the device. Then there is something like simulate touch an object. Now what the simulate touch will do, you would have seen the effects that have like touch the screen and the effects will change, or it could be like like if you are tabbing an object, so you will be click on the simulate object, then it could be like reset rotation. So rotation would be here, that you will see here in between the camera and the focal distance that you are seeing here. So if for example I was making and I made these a mess stuff, and I wanted to be in the actual place where they were, so I'll just click on the reset rotation, and it would be like the way which we are actually seeing on the screen. Now what is this ambient as well as directional light that we are seeing here? So an ambient light is a constant light that is been there inside a project. Now what this constant light will do, you can just increase or decrease the intensity of this light, as well as you can change the color of it. Now this is something you can't even like rotate it, or you can't even scale up, that if I want to increase the length of this light, I cannot do. So what is this directional light? Oppositely, this directional light is something like a sun. Now what sun is going to do, it will provide the light for it won't be like it is something you could change the color, of course, like an ambient light. But the best thing here is you can even change the rotation as well as position. That's why you could see here position is there, like all the transformation scaling you could do, and there is a rotation that you could do. Then what is this thing that we are seeing here, that some of the icons, so this is for positioning, and this is for rotation, and this is for scaling, if I want to increase or decrease the size of the object. Now what I will do is this is a microphone that is being already there. So if I want to like me, if I'm making a video from my camera and I want the voice to be included, so I will have all those options. And if I having some audio, then I could just disable the mic, so whatever user is saying at that time, its voice won't be recorded in your devices. Now this is here you could publish, so we will see later on how we are going to publish the effect. So let's see how we will be making the effect here. So this is for pause. If I want to add some 3D asset and I'm scaling it towards my head, and I want to pause the screen, so I could just do it. Even I could stop it, or I could just restart it. Here restart is there, and even I could search if I'm searching any of the stuffs on my software. Now what I will do is, here in the video section you would see the real time simulation videos that are basically for testing how on different person your filter would look. And this is something that is integrated camera. Now what this integrated camera is, integrated camera is something that you could make the effects, and you could see like how it is going on yourself too. I'll just disable this camera and see if it is working here. Okay, so for some reason it is not working. Anyways, because my like I am already on a different software, so I think because of that it is not working. No issues, for you it will work. So what you'll be doing is you will add here the objects. Now what we are going to make here would be understanding how these things are working. So if I add a plane, oh, now what would be a plane? A plane is a flat 3D object that can be positioned at any depth without the scene. Now if I add a plane over here, you would see the plane on your user sharing. Now see this, I was talking about this viewport, so you could just scale it over here. You could even resize it, and you could even rotate it. So if I am rotating, I could just rotate it. And then what would be this to this plane will do is, it will have all the axis x, y, and z axis. So I could add the objects over here, and it is basically on a screen. So it is not interacting with your face, or it could be like, or your hand, or it is not a world AR object. Now if I want to explain you what is face tracker, what I will do is I will click add objects and add a face tracker. Now, what is this face tracker? This face tracker is an invisible object or a tracker that tracks your facial expressions as well as gestures and facial movements. So what we will be doing is, if I add this plane inside the face tracker, now how I am adding, I'm just dragging it inside a face tracker. Then you will see that now this face tracker is moving according to my face. Okay, so if I'm going in a right direction, it will move in the right direction, and if I'm going into the left direction, it will just go into the left direction. See, so this is like it is being inside a face tracker. Now if I want to add a material over it, now what is this material? This material is something that we are adding like how we want the objects to look. So if I'm adding any image, or it could be if I'm adding any of the light effect, then whatever I'm doing it, I am going to add a material over it here. Now what this material is, this material is having different shader type, that could be flat, standard, physically based, face paint, blend, and shader assets. So this flat is some see, in the standard, the lights are affecting which lights, this ambient as well as directional light. So see, if I increase or decrease the ambient light as well as directional light, you would see that this plane would be affected. See, this plane is actually getting affected with these two lights. Now if I want that these two lights should not affect my plane, so what I will do is I will go to the shader type and select the flat automatically. Now if I select the flat, you would see the actual color of the plane, that is white, and it is not affecting the ambient as well as directional light. So you could add a texture over here. So if you are going to add a texture, you would see that the texture would appear here. It could be anything like you are adding inside the plane. Then there are different options here, rendering options. So now currently it is alpha. You could click on add, you could click on multiply and all. So we will see this once we are actually working on the face mesh and all. So then it would be easy for you guys to understand. Then you could just set the opacity to for this plane, and you can even increase or decrease the color of this plane. So if I am selecting any of the color, so that is actually affecting this plane. For example, this is add, this is subtract, this is alpha, and this is replace. So all these things are there. As of now, let me delete this plane, and let's start from face tracker and what it is. So I'll be deleting this material too. Just right click it and delete it. Cool. So what I will be doing in, I'll add a face mesh over here. So a face mesh is a 3D object that will be like all around your face. That will be added all around your face. You could just increase or decrease the this face mesh. How we'll be doing it? Even increase or decrease the size. So if I click on position and make it a little forward to you or little backward, and if I want to increase rotate it, I could do. If I want to increase the size, I could do it. Control Z. Now what I want to do is I want to explain you all that what is these materials. So this is something that you would add and you would see as a standard material. Let me play the simulation. Now if I want to disable the eye and nose of this, so what I will do is I click on the eyes, then you would see that now eyes have been disabled as well as mouth has been disabled over here. So what we will be seeing is you could just change the color. So these directional as well as ambient light are affected. So it won't be the actual color. There would be some difference in the color. And you could even change the blend mode over here. Now if I want to select the flat over here, so say what if you want to add a texture that could be like something on your face. For example, some XYZ things, or it could be like some text over the face. So you could add a PNG image over here, then it will be on your face directly. Then even here you can change the color. So it could be any of the color you want. Then if you want to click on physically based, now what this physically based is, it will add a metallic texture over your effect. So see, if I increase the metal roughness, or it could be the occlusion strength. So ORM basically would be metallic roughness as well as occlusion, all these three textures. Now if I want to add here an environmental light, so we have seen in the assets here there are different textures over here. So these are the light effects that have been here. So if I want to add the studio effect on my studio effect, or it could be like sunrise or sunset. So if I want to add the sunrise effect, what I will do is I will import it, and once it get imported you would see in the texture this is being added. Now if I want to add this on my face tracker, what I will be doing is I'll go to its material, and then I'll click on environmental, and I'll be adding this sunrise. So see, this sunrise metallic effect is being added. You could just even rotate it. So see, the texture gets rotated, and if you want to increase the metallic, so you could do it. And if you want to increase the roughness, you will see the effect. And you could also change the color of the texture. So see, if I want to keep it golden, blue, black, silver, so anything according to your wish you can add it. Now there are different blend modes. So if I go and click on add, this will look like this: subtract, multiply, replace, as well as screen. So these are some of the blend methods. So if I want to make it a little bit smooth, so I'll see if I decrease it, so it is making my skin more shiny. See, and even you would see that there is little bit shyness on the face here. So if you want to create an effect like this, you could. And if I want to rotate this directional light, so what I will be doing is I will right click over here and actions, animate, and I could spin the light over here. So see, your ready-made patches would be made. So as a beginner, you don't have to worry. Now see here, if I change the color of this, for example, red. Now you could see this red light is being rotating over my face, and I could just decrease the duration. So it was 1 second. Now I did it 2 seconds. So see, this red light is rotating. I could change the rotation also if I do it to Z axis. So it would be like from the Z axis, it could be X axis. So I will make it 360 over here. So see, from upwards and downward, it is getting rotated over here. So these are the things, and even what you could do is you can just change the curve also. So currently it is linear, so it could be like cubicle out, or it could be like cubicle in, and all these things based on your like whatever you want. Now like as a beginner, I would recommend that like if I want to share this project, if the person don't know anything, so like how you add comments in your code, the similar way there are comments inside the patch editor too. So you will select everything, right click it, and comment around. So this could be like logic for light. So this is simple thing that you would just make it, that makes a code more readable. And if you want to disable the patch, you will just click on write. So now see, this would be like it is rotating over the, I think, x-axis or z-axis, whatever I have set it. So this is how it will be looking off. Now if I want to click on the, I'll go to my material, and if I want to go on the face paint. Now what this face paint will do is the face paint is basically for adding the tattoo filters. Now what these tattoo filters are, that could be that you guys would have seen the full body tattoos or something. So let me first go to my patch editor, and like let me delete this because I don't want it right now. And back to the directional light as white. Now let me teach you about the face paint. So see, opacity. Now this is what you will look when you add a face paint shader type. Now if I add a texture over here, so there could be some tattoo effect, as I said. So I'll go to AR, and I'm having some tattoo effect over here. So if I add something like this, now see how how nicely it will blend over my face. Now I have edited it over, yeah, like you can edit it on your Photoshop, or it could be like you can add it over your PixArt. So what you'll be doing is you will be downloading the face assets that I showed you in the beginning, and then you could work with the different layer sections and all. And this image is a PNG image, so you could see that it is being transparent. Now whatever textures you are going to add over here, you will going to compress it. So make the compression as none, because it takes a lot of time for your project to get loaded, and we don't want that. Now what I will be doing is, it is quite like more black. I'll decrease some opacity that will make look like a tattoo. So this is fine. Then you can even set the brightness also. See, and okay, 70 was fine. And then you could just make the background influence also if you want to set, and or else you could just keep it like this. And even you can add different more things if you want to add on your face. Now what if I want to add some let's add a rectangle over here. So for adding a rectangle, what you will be doing is go to add object. First, you have to add a canvas. Now, what is this canvas? Canvas is something like a container that will have a rectangle. So before, if you're directly adding a rectangle also, you will see that it is being a child of a canvas scene. Now, all these things that you are seeing in the scenes are in a hierarchy form that you could see. First, the device comes, then camera comes. See, now in the camera hierarchy, so camera would be a child of the device. In the camera hierarchy, all these things are there. So these are made in a hierarchical form. Now see, this once you add a rectangle, you would see like this. So a rectangle is a 2D object that have its width as well as height. So what you could do is you can fill the width as well as height of this rectangle, and then you could add a material. Now see, like if I will keep a names like this, then it will be becoming a confusion for me. So for me, so this was for face mesh, so I will change its name as face mesh 1. And for the rectangle one, like if we are adding one rectangle, it's fine, else you could change the name over here, and even the name of the material over here. So I will be changing rectangle one material, rectangle mat. Okay. Now what I will do is I will go and click on standard, sorry, flat, and then you could see that only face is detected here. So what you'll be doing is you'll go to advanced rendering options, and this is very basic thing, and like as a creator you should know that this is like, if you don't want this depth effect, so you will just disable all these things. Now if I want to add some texture over here, I can add some image over here. So if I add something, I could add, like if I go to downloads, if there is something I could add. Let's add what I should add. Okay. So if I want to add this, what to add? Okay, let's add this good morning text over here. Now what you could do is you can increase or decrease the size of this rectangle over here, and even you can change the position of this rectangle. So if I decrease the size and make it little downwards, or left side or right side, and even you can just change its length, breadth, height again. So like this you can add different texture over here. You can even change the color of it. So see, if I want to add like this, So I could add it. Now you could see that this rectangle is not moving like how the face mesh or the plane was moving, because it is not added in a face tracker, and even we don't want to add. So if you will see the back camera from, like, if you want to click on the back camera, it will look something like this. So like this, it will look in the back camera. Now let me teach you about the different segmentations that have been there in the Spark AR. So before that, let me first delete this rectangle material. Now see, what I'll be doing is, with this rectangle, let me first delete this rectangle also. Now see, we are learning about the different segmentations that have been there. So if you go to camera here, there is one camera texture that we'll be using it in our future projects, and this is segmentation. So there are basically three segmentations. One is person segmentation, hair segmentation, and skin segmentations. So what these segmentations are, if I want to create an effect which includes only the person, or it could be only the background, then I'll go to person. If I want to change the color of my hairs, I will go with hair segmentation, and if I want to create full body tattoo, I will go to the skin segmentation. So what I will do is, I will first go to person segmentation, and in the canvas I will be adding a rectangle, because for this we need it. Now I will fill its width and height, and I will add a material to it. Then again I will change its advanced rendering option and change it to flat. Okay, again I have to change the advanced rendering option, no issues. Once we go with it, okay. Now what I will do is, in the alpha channel you will click on the add, and in the texture you will add this person segmentation that we have added over here. Now see, once I add it, you could see that only now the person is affecting. So whatever I'm going to add or change the color, only on the person it will get changed, not on the background. So see, if I set it to any color, right, and if I want the background to be affected, I will click on invert. Now see, if I change the color, only the background will get affected. So I'll just disable it, and if I want to keep it backside, so if I want to see the camera texture, so what I will do is extract the camera texture over here, and in this rectangle what I will do is, in the texture I will add the camera texture. Then see, only this person is getting affected, not the background. And since I have set the color right, so you could see. And even you can change the blend mode, add, subtract, multiply, or replace. So everything will get replaced. Screen, or it could be anything you want. So add will make it more reddish. Okay. Now what you could do is, if you want to add one more segmentation backward. Now what the segmentation would see, as I said that it is only a person. So if I click on rectangle, see, only person is there. Let me change the blend mode to alpha. See, only the person is here. Nothing. Let me disable this face mesh. Okay. Now see, what if I want to change it back to its normal? And what I will do is, I will add one more rectangle over here, or I could do is, I could just duplicate it. So control D on Windows, or even you could just right click and click on duplicate it. Now see, three images have been added over this screen. Now what I will do is, I'll just go to my patch editor, and let's create some logic over here. So we will go to assets library, and in the patches you would see different patches over here. Let's explore it, what all things are there. Or let's go to shaders, and in the shaders there is something known as duotone that you will find. So let me see where it went. So this is the duotone, and I click on it, and I will just import it. Now see what I'll do it. It's like a magic. We are creating filters. So what I will do is, with this camera texture, first let's see this patch. What is it? So see. This is a duotone shader patch. Its input includes a texture. Now, what texture I want the effect to be affected over this full screen? So I need a camera texture over here. So I will take the camera texture as an input. So it has RGBA channel. A stands for transparency alpha, RGB and alpha channel. So I'll connect with RGBA over here, and then I will take this materials texture. This is the texture of the material, and I'll connect it. Now see, these both are getting affected with it, and even you can change the shades if you want. So if I want little yellowish, so I could just change it over here. Now see, both of them are getting affected over it. And if you don't want the camera texture over here, then what you could do is delete this and remove this camera material and just add this over here. Okay, you have to remove it from here also. And what we'll be doing is just adding one more patch over here. That would be the two color gradient. So let me add it. So this is another patch, and we will be adding the texture over here. Let me connect it. So see, this was what I was telling you. So now there would be no camera texture over here, only the texture that I have been added over here. So see, yes, okay. So this would be a triple filter with different shaders. You can even change the color over here. So if I wanted blue and red, so it would be like bluish and reddish effect over here. And what you could do is for this one, if you want to like superimpose over here, and if you want to change the rotation or the place, or exact, if you want to keep it little small, so you can scale it to 0.7 if you want, and even you can change its rotation over here. So what I will do is I'll click on rectangle and see, I can just rotate it over here, and I can change its position to upwards. And for the second rectangle, what I could do is similarly I could scale it for 0.8, and I will change it to little bit down or upside, whatever you want. So like this you could create it. And if you want to add the camera texture over here, then simply you will add in this rectangles material, you will add here the camera texture. So see, three images came over here. And if you add one more rectangle, if you want the full screen to get affected, so you will add one more rectangle, and let me fill its width and height, and add one more rectangle. Okay. Now what I will do is for this one, let me take one more patch so that you guys can understand what's happening. So four color gradient, I will add it. So it will have the four colors over the screen, but now it will be like full screen. So this is the rectangle 2 that is being added, that is affecting the full screen. I will extract its texture, and let me connect it. And now see, there are different blend modes over here. So if I change it to add, so see, all these three have been affected. If I change it to multiply, now see, this is the thing that you could see. And if I want to click on alpha and change its opacity, so like this you could see. And even you can change the color, of course, over here. So whatever color you want, red, green, blue, etc., it all depends on you. So you can add over here and change the alpha. I'll change the blend mode to alpha. So this is the one way that you could create, and you could even add multiple rectangles over here. You can duplicate it, you can change the shape. So like this you can like play around it. Now let's go and open once again the blank project so that we could see, like we could start with scratch instead of again and again deleting the stuffs. So let's see how these how you can make the effects by which the facial expressions works. So for that, what I will be doing is what I will do is I'll add a rectangle over here. I will fill its width and height, change the material, and change the shader type to flat. Till here, you guys would have definitely understood how the things are working. Now we will go to assets library, and then there is one great patch that is adjust color, by which we could adjust the different colors over brightness, contrast, saturation, invert, etc. I'll just download it, go to camera, extract the camera texture over here, and go to view and show and hide patch editor. Now what I'll be doing is I'll drag the adjust color shader over here. Its input is camera texture. I'll connect it, and its output would be the rectangles material texture. Now once I connected, you won't see much difference over here, but if I change its parameters over here, so if I change the contrast to 1, you could see it is being affected, the scene is getting affected. So if I change the saturation to 0.5, or if I want black and white filter, it would be -1. Invert. So this is one way. Now what I will be doing over here is, let's create a sparkling or glittering effect that is being existing, and it is very famous. So you will be writing here over sparkles. Okay, so simple Kira is here. So you will just download it, import it. Now what I will be doing is I'll add one more rectangle, but before that let me change its name so that we won't get confused what we are doing it. So this is for black and white. Now I'll go to canvas and add one more rectangle over here. So I will be adding one more rectangle over here, and let me fill its width and height over here and add a material. Even you can change the name of this material too if you want. So this is for black and white texture. Now for this material, what I will do is, let's change its shader type to flat. And what I can do is, for this, if I see what all inputs we want for this Kira patch, let me drag it. So there would be one camera texture, of course. Let me see. So in the camera texture, I will be taking the camera texture, and we need a sparkle effect. So you can just go to Google and you could search for simple glitter, and that could be a PNG image that contains just one star. It could be. So I will be importing it from my computer itself because I already have it. So I'll go to AR, and in the textures I have this one, transparent one. Now what I could do is, first let me compress it. You can find it over internet definitely. This simple Kera, and then in the sparkle you will add this, and in this rectangles texture you will take the texture and let me connect it. Now see. Right now you cannot see the sparkles because I have set the pixels count as 1, but if I change it, the pixel count, you will see the sparkling over here. And you can even change the device resolution shift if you want, and if I make it 30, there will be more sparkles over here. So what we could do is, let's set it to 20. 20 is too much, I think. 14 or 15 is fine. Okay, so this, like this, you could just have, like, you could create the black and white if you want, and if you want to change it to different color, and if you want to change the shades, so you could just set it over here. But what I want to do is, I want to make it more facial expressed. Like if I want to use some gestures over here, so first of all you will go in the patch and go for face select. Now what this face select will do, it will find a face, so face finder. Okay, so face finder will find the faces. Now its correct current index is 0. So 0 index would be it is finding one person over your camera. So if he or she is going to interact with, for example, smile, it make it a kissing face, or it could be like head nodding, or it could be anything related to your expressions over the face. So there are different interactions over here: blink, happy face, head nod, head rotation, head shake, kissing face, open mouth, etc., etc., surprise face. So we will click on smile, and then what we will do is we want when the user smile, this sparkling effect should start. So in this rectangle, that is for sparkle, I will just rename it. I'll just make it, see, click on visible. So if the user is going to smile, then the sparkles will appear. So if I restart it, and let me change it to, now see, as soon as the user or the person is going to smile, the sparkles will appear. So see, once he smiled, the sparkles appear, and then it got disabled because we have included this, that if a person smiles. Now what if I want, if a person, okay, wait. Now what I will do is, let me add an object over here, particle system, or I could add, what to add. Okay, let me add a plane over here. Let's add a particle system over here. Now, what this particle system is, this is something where we want to create an effect that could be like a snow effect or birthday effect, or red, where glitterings are falling over your screen. So what I will be doing is, once I add this particle system, by default you could see that the type of it is point. So you could change it, the point effect to the plane, or it could be line. So you will see the different changes over your screen. And what I'll do is I'll change its length to 0.32, and its birth rate. Birth rate is something where we want that birth rate of the effect, like how much quantity we want it. So if I change it, if I want it more, I'll keep it 50. So there would be more birth of the particles. Now spray angle, if I want to fall downwards, I'll change it. This is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So if I change it x-axis to 180, you will see that the particles are falling downwards. And I'll change the speed of it to 0.05, and let me change its percentage to 50, and warm up. Now what is warm up is, when what like, for example, I want these particles should start 5 seconds before my I start my effect. So I will give the warm up as 5, and if I give it to 10, so I want that before 10, the filter starts, before 10 seconds these particles should start falling. Now in the scale, I'll change the scaling. So this is basically the size. So if I give it to 0.02, it's very small. If I give it to 1, you would see it is quite large. See, oh god, 0.002. And if you want to give its percentage, it could be 50. And if I want to change its lifespan or something, I could do it. So lifespan, if I don't want the particles to like just get disappear very soon, so if I give it to 10, so in 10 seconds it will get it will get deleted, and again it will appear. Now there is something on billboard inside. If I uncheck it, there is angular velocity and rotations. So you could change the angular velocity to x, y, z axis. I could make it 900, anything randomly, I also don't know. Just making it like a particle, glittering particle. So now you can just change it little upwards. So from top it is getting like falling. And what you could do is you will add a material over here, and we will make it a physically based, because we want the golden or like glittering effect over here. Change, give it to golden. and you can add the change the blend mode to add, make it more metallic if you want, and you can just adjust the opacity if you want. This is fine. And what I will do is, let me go its advanced options. Let me disable it. Okay. Now see, these particles are falling, even if you can change the opacity if you want. And if you want to change it back to colorful, you can change it. So this is how your effect will look like. And if you even want these particles to appear only when the person is smiling or something, then you can also do that. Now what I could do is, if you want to add once again the particle system, I want to tell you that you can even change the textures over, like you can add your own texture also over here. So if I add a material over here, change its shader type to flat, and if I add a texture over here, so let me add a texture that is being there inside my laptop. So let me go to downloads if there is something wrong. What to add? Okay, what to add? Let me add a heart or something I could add. Is there any emoji in my PC? I don't know. Okay, if I add this heart over here, then you could see that this heart is emerging. You could like decrease the speed of it if you want. Like currently it's having 0.2, 0.1. 1 would be very fast. 0.1. And what if I add a face tracker over here, and this emitter I'll put it in the face tracker. Go to its material, uncheck it. Now see, I will just change its, make it little bit upwards. So let me pause it first and let me move it little bit upwards, a little bit more. And okay, so this is fine. And if you want to change the birth rate to 10, you could. Oh, I gave 100, sorry. 15. And what I could do is, okay, this is okay. So like this you could create the effects simply. And if you want to disable it, you can just disable it, and this particles also. Now what if you want to add some plane over here, go to the object, add a plane. Where is the plane? And let me add a material of it, uncheck its depth as well as height. Now I'll change it the shader type to flat, and what I will do is, let me go to the texture add a texture over here. So I'll go to AR, desktop, workshop. Let me add devil horns and let me change its position. First of all, let me increase its length, breadth, and height. And now I'll go and change its position. Okay, now what I will do is I'll make the background red. So for that, I have this black and white background that was there, but I change it. I'll make it red, and instead of alpha, we'll make it multiply. So it will look more reddish over here. Now see how your effect will look. So this is, so here you could see that even devil horns are appearing and it looks quite simple as well as good. Now if you want to upload this effect, so what you will do is you will go to publish. And first of all, as I said, you have to add an experience. So we will be adding a sharing experience for both Insta and Facebook. Now see, this is how you are going to publish the effect. You could see the file size. So it is 54.41 KB for iOS, for Android it's 72. So back now you could even review the capabilities that you are adding. You can, if it is an existing filter, you could update it. And if you want to publish it anew, then you could click on publish effect. Now what I will do is I will click on upload. So just wait for it until it gets finished to 100%. Once it gets finished over 100%, you will see this, the new tab gets open, and in the Spark AR hub, it's already there. My PC is quite, actually because of some internet issues it's not getting 100%, but I'll teach you how you could upload and publish the effect. So what you could do is just go to, it is taking a lot of time. So I'll go to publish. I will click, you just have to click on upload and a new window will open, but this is again another way by which you could upload. So click on export. So you, if you want to save the file, you can save it, just directly Control S. And if you want to export the file, you could just click on export and make it as devil horns, right? And save it. So now what you could do is go to the go to your page of Spark AR Hub. You can just get the dashboard over here, and if you could go to official website, click on manage effects. So like this will open. Now what you will do is you will click on publish effect, and you have to choose a file. So you will click on choose file, and you will see here in the downloads devil horns red. Open it and give it the name as devil horns. And this is being specified to Insta as well as Facebook. And then you could just, this is not for a holiday challenge, this is simple. Yeah guys, holiday challenge is going on, so if you are 18 plus, you can just enroll it because the age limit is 18 plus. So yeah, you have to take care of it, and you can participate it in the competition. And you will, if you are ranked is in 300, so you will get a cash amount too. So you can just apply over here. And color and light. And now see what is this choose file as well as this icon. So once you save the save your project, what you have to do is either you can go to your Spark and just click on test on device, send it to your Instagram, and you have to record it for 15 to 20 14 to 15 second video Max it is like that. Minimum you can keep it 5 to 6 seconds if you want, and you have to upload it over here. So once you download the once you download it, you can send it to your mail, and even you can upload it to your mobile devices too. So you have to click here on choose file, choose that file, and even you can click on either take that thumbnail or you could upload it. So see how it looks. I will just explore one of my projects so you guys can understand what this demo video looks like. Sorry. So see, for example, I have this filter. So how the demo video will be looking is, if I want to update it, I click on update. So this is how the demo video looks. See, you have to upload this 15-millisecond video like this, and you can take a thumbnail or upload an image from the existing. So this is how, and then click on submit. So once you click on submit, your effect will get an review mode, and it will take max 5 days to get accepted, or if you are lucky enough, it will take just 2 hours or 1 day. It all depends on the capabilities and functionalities that you have been added. So like this you could create, and if you want to save it internally also, you could just click on save and add a name. But since I've already exported, I will just discard the project. Now see, I'll teach you how you could use these templates, existing templates, over the Spark AR. So if I want to click on this background template, I'll go it and I'll fetch it. So see, if I go and click on let the screen get open. Okay, so let me increase it. Now see how you can customize the existing template. So first of all, either you can replace it or you could just delete this completely. Now if you see the hierarchy, you would see all those things that we are adding. This is the user and this is for the background one. So what I will be doing is, inside the background material, I'll go and I'll teach you how you can add the animation sequence over here. So you cannot add directly a video inside your Spark AR hub. If you want to add an effect that is like an animation, then you have to go to Google, write how to convert video to JPEG sequences, then you will download it, and then you can import it from your existing laptop or devices. So let me teach you this. I'll add it. Okay, and this is 5 per second. Currently it is 25. I have 5 sequence. If I click on 5, so in one second it is getting changed. If I go with 3, slowly it will get changed. So I think 3 is fine. You have to compress your files. It is C 1.58 MB. Yeah, one more thing, guys. For Instagram, your effect max size should be 4 MB. It should not exceed to 4 MB. If it gets exceeded, your filter won't be accepted for Insta, and you cannot upload it. And if you're making only for Facebook, then no issues. 10 MB is the limit. Now see what I will do is, for this user, see if I click on user now, see this is a user. Now what I will do is I'll duplicate this user, and let me keep it. mm, and one more duplicate, I'll do it. Cool. And if I change it to see how it is looking. So yeah, 3 layers. Cool. This is fine. And what I could do it is, if you want to rescale or reposition it, you can do it. So this is the third user, that is the last layer. Just make it a little bit backward. This is okay. And the user one, let's change it in the middle. Cool. This is looking now fine. So this is like how you guys would have seen Y2K filters, white, like where only the background is getting changed. So like this you could create the effects. And one more thing that you could do is, if you want to add color LUT effect, what you will do is go to the Spark AR assets. As a beginner, you don't have to think of much about how to create the LUTs and all. You can just download it from the assets library only. So if I want this effect, I'll click it, import it. Now you will see over here that the color LUT package is being downloaded with this LUT. Right click on this LUT, go to actions, apply to camera. So see this, now color effect have been changed instead of simple. Where it is? So see, now this effect is being applied to over all your device screen. So like this you could create, and if you want this user to be black and white, so you can just fetch the black and white patch too, if you don't want to start from the adjust colors. So right click on it, apply to camera. So see, full black and white. But if you want only the user, so what you will do is, see, its output is currently device. Okay, what I want it only on the user. So let me disable this, and for this users I'll select its material. So this is the material, extract its texture. Oh, and let me connect it. Okay, what's happening here? Wait, we can't do it like this. So one way is using the color lots, and the other way is, wait, I'll teach you guys. Go to your assets, and inside your where it the assets library, you will find this fast color LUT. So fast color LUT, you will find it, and fast color LUT. Wait, let me go to patch. Let me only search it where it went. Mm, where fast color LUT. Okay, here it is. This is the one. So if you're having your own LUTs, you could just create it and you can make use of it. Just click it and import it. Now what I will be doing is, let me add some LUTs that has been there inside my computer. So I'll go to AR, black and white LUT. I'll go and find it out. Texture. This is the LUT, black and white. Now what I will do is, I'll just drag this fast color LUT over here. In the texture, I will go with the camera texture, and the LUT effect, what I will do is, I'll take our LUT, where it went, this. First of all, let me compress it, and let me drag it, and let me attach it to a user mat. Now see, the user is black and white, and the effect, the background is black, is our own color which we have selected it. So this is really very easy to add the color LUTs over your effect. And if you want to change this, make it colorful, if you have some more color LUTs over here, you could just replace it, and you will find different LUTs over here. So if I go with this one, so see, this is little bit butterish effect. So see, if you want to see how the simple without LUT the material was looking, go to the user material, and if you remove this, you will understand how actually it was looking before it. So this is how it was normally looking, and with the LUT it is looking like this. So this is how you can just create your effect by adding the LUTs over here, and it is very simple and easy. So you could just go and upload it, and once you upload it, you will just find it. and you can easily make use of it. And yeah, one more thing, I'll teach you how you can add the dust effect over here. So in the canvas, go and add a rectangle over here, fill its width and height, go to the create material, change the shader type to flat, and in the texture, go to the new texture and see what you could do is workshop. Okay, so there I have different this I have already have some dust effects over here. So either you can add one if you want, or you could do is what you could do is go to animation sequence, and where you could select all the three. So let me choose all three dust effect, and in the material you can change the blend mode to add or screen. So see, now you could see, and even you can change little bit opacity. So like this, you can even add the dust effect, and if you want to add date and time also, go to right click canvas and go to 2D text, fill its width and height, remove this text, add it and insert a dynamic text. So day of the week, and you can just add it over here or above wherever you want. Make sure to pin it, otherwise it sorry, otherwise for different devices it will go up and down, so it's better to pin. Now see, and even you can change the fonts also if you want. So like this, you can just create it, and again if you want to publish it, go to here, export it, or you can upload directly over here. Just click on upload and a new window will get open. So like this, you can create a filter that is very simple. I just use the template, simply the template, instead of creating and going to the segmentations. Quickly, I will explain you one or two patches more so that you guys can, like, at last, if you want to create your effect in a very smooth manner, and then, so you could just learn over here. So in the assets file, first of all, let me go to assets, and you will find here. um, What was the name of that patch? Even I forgot. Just a moment. Color cycle. Okay, I got it. So this is one of the patch that I like the most. So what I will be doing is I'll go to show and hide patch editor. I'll just drag it over here, and uh, quickly I'll add a rectangle. Let's create a disco effect first. So go to the shader type as flat. Quickly extract its texture. Oh, and let me attach it. Now see. Now currently you cannot see the user, but you can change the blend mode to multiply. It looks good. And if you want to change it to add, you can. Now let me change its duration 1 second to 10 second and 0.3 random start. So see, smoothly colors are changing. If you want 5 seconds, you can go with 5 too. So like this, so easily I just created an effect without having much complexities over here. So yeah, like this you could create the effects, and it is very easy. This is just a basic. So like if you want to learn more about it, and so you could just find it over the different templates. So if I want to go with this face decoration, so there is an inbuilt spectacles over there. So what you could do is you will just replace that, and you can find different spectacles over the 3D assets. So see, in the glasses you will find it, and you can just set the position and scaling over here over the like the template, and you could just choose it. Similarly, if you want to add some head decoration, so you can just go to the head decoration patch, and you can just have like click on it, and it will get open through it. And I think I by mistake clicked it. No issues. So yeah, it it got open. So what you could do is you can just delete it, and you can replace your head texture over here. Let me show you how you can use the particle system too. So if you want to create some snow effect or something, because like Christmas is on the way, so you can just create so many effects. Okay, I think in recent only it would be there. So see, let me show you. Okay, wait, AR snow effect. So see, like this, even with the help of particles, you can create the snow effect too. So let me open the project. So even like how this is how you can open the existing projects from your devices. So it would be easy for you to explore it. And the best thing is, of course, community. You will find so much, so many effects that have been created there. And this is like how snow. You could just see how snow is there. So let me change it. So just you have to add the particles, and you have to make the like make add the texture over there and make the changes over here. So simply you can just go to particle system and start exploring it. So for example, if I want to add some more, so what I could do is I will just go to the add patch editor, sorry, this one emitter, and then inside it I will change it to, for example, plain. And if I go with the birth rate as 50, spray angle as 180, and if you want to have by default shape, so what you could do is you will go to the shapes where it is, yeah, and here you can choose the sphere. So see, and then you can just change its spray speed to 0.01, or it could be 1. You can change its size to 0.01. So it will be too small. Scaling, sorry, not size. We will change in the scale. And then what you could do is, if you want to spray angle over here, then you can change it, and size. So like this you could do it, and it will be like, if you want it to be fallen down or just on that axis, you will just have it, and you can just add a material to it. And once you add a material, you can just make it white, and you can set it according to your wish, like whatever you want. So you can decrease the size of it, and yes, you can make it like quite small. Similarly, like how in the background you could see the particles are coming down, so this was like a very small, like the particles were quite small. So like this you can just create it, and it would be very easy for you all to explore the things. So the best thing is, the more you explore in the effects, or in the Spark AR Studio, the more you will understand. So I'll give you one more like additional info that you guys should know it. So here there are different particles in like projects that you will find. All you have to do is just download it and start exploring it. Even there is this snow effect also in here itself. So you could just keep on. So see here, this is what I was telling you all, building a snow effect. So what you could do is just click on the example project, and you will download the finished as well as unfinished project. By like you can just see how these people have made it, and you can just increase or decrease the snow size and all. It all purely definitely depends on you all. So yeah, that's all about it. I hope you guys would have got the knowledge how you can create and publish effect. And you can just maintain your dashboard over here, so you can see like how many people have viewed your filter, and how it looks in this effect gallery, and even portfolio. For if you want to learn, you can go and click on learn. So you could have the here ratio, like impressions, opens, captures, all these things. So yeah, that's it. And for all the notifications and also you will get here. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys understood, and I want to see your effects too. So if you create it, let me know. You can find me on Instagram as Vidhi Filters, and I have quite around 300 filters over there. So you could just find it over there. And yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any queries, you can. And if you want to know more about it, so you would see that how like drastically the AR is growing. You will see that in 2025, 4.3 billion users that speak when users AI users that have been there. How if like people are now more into it, and they want their effects. Even brands want that. So AI has come out of the labs to be used in our daily life, and now it's not up to your devices. Snap and different lenses have been their AR lenses, which helps them. For example, even in the Sixth Sense, you will see a variable gestural interface developed by someone in MIT. Then AR can be used as an alternative for the people who have lost one or the other sense. If you see the market also, you will see that how drastically it's getting changed. So yeah, QA time. So guys, you can ask me questions if you want, and I'll be there to answer you all. So hi again.
Vidhi, you are on mute.
Yeah, actually, I was reading the comments, like
Yeah.
what all doubts
So,
they have asked.
yeah. So, Sabisachi, you would get only one spark for the best one.
Sometimes spark.
But yes, you do have an opportunity to be shortlisted among the top 10, 15 that we shortlist for the hackathon, and you could submit as many effect, but then only one would be selected to be displayed there, right? Uh, do we get submissions for basic AR effects or need to have good effects? We would want you to have a good effects, but in case you are able to just go for the basic one, we are okay with that too. But for the competition, when you have a competition like a hackathon where you are getting a cash reward, we would want you to put your best foot forward.
Hmm. Yeah, so one of the person have asked me, wish that like I have already submitted and open it through a effect link by sharing it with someone. If it's showing effect and working fine on others phone, but effect is not visible on my Instagram profile to access it. So wish what you can do is you can just report in the Spark AR hub about this, that your effect is not, if it is your effect is visible, then it should definitely show on your Insta profile. So you can just report it inside the Spark. Yeah, so if you want I can tell you how you can report it. So if my screen is visible, then you can just click over here, and inside it go to the settings, and you can report it here. You will find somewhere where you can just go and report it. See, announcement, quick help. Yeah, here you can give report a problem. So you can just include the screenshot and your user ID, and you can give the description. So those people will definitely come up to you. But yeah, one more thing is there, guys, like there are some of the effects that won't work for all of the devices, because there are some of the capabilities. Oh, I just forgot to share my screen. So like this, you can report, go to the dashboard, and you will see here report a problem. Then like in this section you can just upload it. So there are some of the like capabilities that work only on some of the devices. So if it is like currently hand tracking, body tracking, and even some of the segmentations, also skin segmentation, works only for the devices that have quite more RAM, as well as some of the new capabilities that are there. So if I see that most of my friends report that hand tracking is not working in Android, it is only working in iPhones and all. So yeah, there is this thing that it may happen that some of the effects may work in your device but may not work on others device too, because of this phone configuration thing. So you should just for any of the, like if you are participating in any competition, I'll suggest you currently, like if you have a great idea, you can make definitely use of hand tracking and body tracking. But if you like there is currently one competition is going on, so for that, if you want that everyone should access on your device, so it's like recommended you should use accordingly, because if you won't have more users, more opens and shares, so points will get decreased and all. So yeah, you can do like that, and even you can just make effects by it. And background one also, I hope one person have asked how I can change the background, so he would have got the answer as I have explained. On what basis will our effect be judged? Oh, that quality, of course. For the hackathon, guys, you can like I would suggest you can make an effect that could have a game also, because it is more interactive, and it usually attracts the audience. So you can learn the resource if you want, like I have learned everything from YouTube and as well as community. So what you could do is just keep on searching of ideas, and you can come up with some of the them that have been existing. You can change it, you can think something like beyond it, and you can just make over it. There are n number of tutorials on YouTube, so you will find it, and it will be really great if you will search and find it the one. While submission of the effect, some kind of image they ask to upload. So what that image should be? Okay, that image should be anything. Like it should not be a transparent, of course. It is basically an icon. For example, like whatever icon you wanted that specifies your effect, like that you can include that image icon. And now even like if you don't want to have an icon, so with the existing video, if you want to use the thumbnail of that video, then you can just use it as an image, so it would be easy. So I hope I have answered the questions you guys have asked. Do participate in the hackathon, guys. It's really a great opportunity for you all. And if you guys have any doubt, you can anytime contact me on Insta as well as LinkedIn. I'm active both in both of the applications. So yeah. Any other doubt, guys? This is the opportunity you can ask. Anamika, what is the last date to register? I think quite
So
a
you
of
you
them
should
have
go back
asked.
to, yeah. So you should go back to your deck, deck as in the registration link that you have. Last date to submit, I think, is 16th December. Yeah, it's 16th December. Right. So I think with this we can call it a day. Thank you very much, everyone, for today's participation. We look forward to your effects. We really, really would appreciate if all of you submit your effects and make the most of this opportunity. Thank you very much, Professor Dhaval. Thank you very much, Vidhi, and thank you to all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anamika, for having me, and thanks you everyone for joining. Let me know. I'll look around your effects too, and you can anytime contact me. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, and
Goodbye.
also in the chat, I have shared the links for the YouTube videos just in case you want to have a look later, and also for the Facebook community, so that you can join the community to get a first-hand information or query handling there. Thank you very much. Thank you.